Hey guys, welcome back. This is Abs. Welcome back to DeFi Top Signal with my co-host here, Drake. Drake, today is a bloody Monday. It is the 5th of June, and the crypto markets are down after the legal complaint stated that the SEC has identified several individual tokens as securities, including Binance, BUSD, Solana, ADA, Matic, Sand, Mana, and Axes. We didn't hear of anything with ETH.
That's
Is
bullish
that
on Phantom.
that's bullish on ETH and bullish on Phantom, right? There's a
I'm
lot of
sorry,
stuff going
guys.
on.
I just want to apologize. First off, is I bought yesterday. It's top signal. I'm sorry. I should have let you guys know, but that was my fault.
Oh man, yeah. The markets are down. It's a bloody, bloody, bloody Monday. It's completely fine though because obviously in the past when you buy massive dips like today, when you see double digit declines across the board. Ape is minus almost 14%. Alex is minus 14%. Solana minus almost 9%. Arb minus 7. It's really bloody. And these are the times where you pray, right? And then you and you and you throw a bag at
And
your
you
favorite
spray.
project. Yeah, that's exactly right. That's perfect. That's perfect. I mean, you never regret it. Like a day, a week, a month from now. Like you always need to buy these massive, crazy dips. You can't obviously TA the news. It's unfortunate that it had to happen this morning. It's unfortunate that you bought yesterday, Drake. And but yeah, next time when you buy, please let us know. Like, give us a little nudge,
No,
at least.
that was my bad. That was my bad. Well, good news is I'm gonna go on the record or whatever it is saying I actually think this is really bullish. As long as I mean, if we're able to, actually, I think it's just bullish because the news is already out. Just looking at it, if Bitcoin price is still above 25K, whatever, yeah, I don't even know. We'll see what happens. But if it can hold this price even after the Binance news and it's still holding up, I mean, who's left to sell?
Right. I mean, the folks that are in, we all know what's going to happen with BTC for the long haul. Like 5 years, 10, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, everyone knows where BTC and ETH is going to be at. It's clear. So trading this chop has gotten all these traders burned. You would lose more so. You would lose money than you would gain in these in this current state of the market. But let's talk about something really quick. I have to ask you this, Drake. From your point of view, with the SEC going after Binance, Binance is a Chinese entity, right? They're going after Binance US, right? I mean, from my standpoint, I thought Binance US was
Oh,
kind
so
of
that I thought
back
it
in their
was going after
bags.
Binance.
How do they have? So my question is, how do they have that reach across the seas, right? Like, how
I
do they
mean,
do that?
you can do that. Like you can still sue, but that doesn't mean it does anything.
It's not going to hold any weight. I don't think it will.
Like
So like
you
this,
can try suing like in other countries, but like will it work? Who knows?
like no
Um
one cares outside of the U.S. No one cares about the SEC. No one.
I mean, yeah, you're right. Like, really, no one does.
So I don't think this is going to have that much merit. I mean, there's an idea here that we're going to be seeing a lot of outflows, and we already see that right now. The Binance is experiencing a ton of outflows, people withdrawing everything that they
Bullish
have. They're getting
DeFi.
spooked. Oh my gosh, yeah. Where else would they put it? Right? Exactly right. Where else would they put it? Either they're
Coinbase.
selling or they just outflows of money in stables. Okay, great. But thinking about this like holistically, I don't think this is going to have that much merit. I mean, we're going to see. There's one thing I am afraid of. We are going to see Binance and see if if they're going to stand the test of time when this whole outflows is going to continue throughout this week in the next few days. Are they
Well,
going to
all
be
you have to
insolvent?
do is all you have to. Who cares about the outflows? All you have to do is calculate what effect and what the price is going to be on it. I mean, sure, there's a chance that people are like, "All right, I give up. I'm selling," and then I'm just withdrawing to my bank with this news. But in reality, what you really have to calculate in is like, okay, most of it is there's like 128 or 125 billion dollars in stablecoins sidelined. A vast majority of that is either going to keep staying in the crypto market, deploy on some of the dips, or simply just when I say keep staying in the crypto market, I mean it's just going to stay as a stable coin, or it's just going to simply just withdraw from the ecosystem and have no effect on the Bitcoin price. In this situation, what it does is it creates Bitcoin. A situation to where Bitcoin is more stored in hot or not hot, but cold wallets, and it's off exchanges. So it creates a more volatile nature to where it can go up and down much faster and much more rapid as before. But I really think the biggest thing to factor in with this avenue is like, okay, if the SEC is suing Binance, what's going to be the ramifications of this? Is this going to cause people to force sell, or is it going to cause Binance to sell stuff? Are they going to have to give it over assets? What's going to happen with this? And then after you factor that in, then it's like, okay, well, how long does it normally take? I mean, dude, XRP was sued last bull market, and they're still in a lawsuit right now. Or did that end up being? Did they end up deeming like XRP not a security? I think there was some news on that like last month.
Yeah, they keep going back and forth. I don't really pay attention to XRP from because I just know that they're still in that
My point
battle.
exactly.
Yeah,
It's under the water. Who cares? No one cares.
mm-hmm.
Like it's like, okay, whatever. Who cares? People suing Binance. I mean, we don't even talk about FTX anymore.
Right.
FTX was like the biggest exchange. Now I know Binance is a huge exchange. I mean, I would hate for this to like be worse of the worst, but I'm saying all I'm trying to say is like we move on. That's it. The crypto market moves on. It keeps going. It keeps doing its thing. And then if you factor in like the SEC and what's going on, that's still minimum is going to take 3 to 4 years to develop.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. So I
Yep.
mean, at that point in time, I'm sure Binance is still going to keep doing their thing, allowing people to trade, whatever. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but that's just what I factor in. But
Well,
I'm
I mean,
always wrong.
yeah. I mean, no. I don't think you're always wrong. I don't think you're always wrong. Maybe yesterday's purchase. Maybe that was wrong.
Yeah.
But
I'm good
we're
I'm
top
good at the
signal.
buys.
So I think fundamentally, you're looking at BTC making like going crazy with ordinals, going crazy with BRC20s. Inscription counts are, above 10 million. Maybe it's at 12 million at this point. Inscriptions. You have such a like the BTC miners are getting paid, right? They are making so much money these days. ETH fundamentally as well is very strong. The LSD narrative has not stopped. That train is continuously running. You see a ton of people still wanting to stake their ETH, whether it's normal staking on the network or just normal staking with LSDs. LSDs such as Lido, Rocket Pool, and even LBR, right? LBR, we talked about it many times on the recent episodes. That narrative for LBR is actually correcting partially, right? We noted this when it was around 60 cents and it rose past $4. Very, very amazing gains, but a lot of the folks started to dump their LBR tokens, and here we are. It's sitting at almost near close to $1 at this point. But I think people are still waiting to see what they're going to implement for their V2. So that upgrade is going to be imminent. I can't put a time frame on it. I don't think there is a time frame on it, but LBR is, to me, in my eyes, I think it's still an amazing buy at these levels for sure. Given that, so it's $1.12 right now. Maybe the low would be. Oh, I'm looking at the daily chart right now. Maybe the low could be around like 77 cents, 78 cents. That would make the most sense there. Just looking at where the next support level is. But yeah, I mean that's probably a great area to buy, and just give it a little bit of time, and everything's going to be fine. And then Prisma, yeah, that is another LSD play, right? Prisma has a lot of different types of products that they're also so LBR is going back. LBR has the staked ETH component. You can take your staked ETH that's from Lido, and you can do DeFi things with Libra Finance. Prisma is not live yet, but they're offering about they're offering staked ETH, and they're offering a Coinbase staked ETH, and I think I'm doing this by memory, but I got to pull some stuff up. But you heard about it, right?
Prisma, yeah, it's like the
Yeah,
little what do you want to call it? I don't know. It's just like a bunch of fancy colors and fun
it
junk.
is. It is. It is. Yeah, but they're offering different, like 5 different products. So they basically took Libra Finance's concept, right, and they just added more products to it. Um, When token, I think it's probably coming, and I think that might do very well down the line as well. So I mean, that's something to look out for. But yeah, there's going to have this huge wave of different LSDs that are going to come out, and fundamentally, BTC is doing amazing. ETH is doing awesome. And you said earlier you are bullish. Bullish. I'm bullish because LSDs are like, they staked ETH is like, going up, right? It's going up to the right, and there's really not that much to say about that. I mean, it's fundamentally great. There's nothing changed.
Yeah, I know. Really, I mean, in general, I like I said, I think it was last podcast. I think it's just going to go to a situation where the big ones win out. If you like, we were talking about LBR, and the reason why I kind of faded it is because the LSDs, um, the the space is just like if you aren't on the top, you're not going to be able to make it because you have to be able to maintain liquidity for your LSD, and then you also have to entice other people to stake in there, and that can only last so long. The way you incentivize these people to stake and then provide liquidity, because your token will just be a dumpster fire, unless you have something like a Lido Finance where you have speculation or speculative demand going into it, and it pumps the price and allows them to use that to incentivize the farms. And then you also, again, still have that nature being able to own Lido and have a large voting power over some of the ETH. But in general, like for LBR and all these other farms, I feel like there will be some more that will pop up, but I believe they're going to be short lived. Because what's the governance power of having LBR over Lido if LBR is just integrating with Rocket Pool, Lido Finance, and all these others? It's just a farm that will do something, but in reality, it's just governance power. And sure, you may get a little bit of staking rewards. It may turn out to be like a convex, but I think it's just too early for me to be able to say like, yeah, that's going to be the winner. I mean, the stats look really good on LBR. I like what it's doing, but like right now, price is way too high on that junk. I
Hmm.
would rather wait for that thing to just like fall off a cliff, especially in this type of market. Um, it's still a bear market. This is when the patient are the winners, and the ones that FOMO are the ones that lose. Whereas in a bull market, it's a complete opposite. If you're patient, you get wrecked, and if you FOMO, you actually win, shockingly.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I mean, so it's unfortunate that it had to happen today. It was bound to happen. We also have the Mount Gox, release. The U.S. government's going to, sell all of the BTC that from Mount Gox. From when was Mount Gox, like 2013, 2014, somewhere around there. But
mm,
they have a bunch of Bitcoin that's worth in the billions, and they're going to offload that into the market. I wonder how that's going to play out. Obviously, it's not a good sign for a supply to, essentially inflate basically the current market supply that's out there right now in circulation, because it'll be openly traded and it'll be dumped into the rest of the market. So, um, this is probably where we need institutional money and people that actually believe in this tech to really think about this as a store of value and pick some up and hopefully make some type of deal with big time exchanges. And I was gonna guess if we were talking about this a week ago, I was gonna guess Binance is gonna come out and say, "Hey, we'll absorb some of that BTC that you're gonna sell on the open market." But I'm just going with the smart money here. Fundamentally, we are nothing has changed. Former BitMEX CEO Arthur Hayes, all right? Arthur Hayes has so much money, right? And he's predicted things correctly. In the past, he was a big time BTC bull. And he's saying that I believe the fireworks and the real Bitcoin bull market will begin in the late third and fourth quarter of this year, 2023. And so the guy is a G. He's very very good at what he does. He understands it. And if you just simply follow the smart money, the smart people in the space, the thought leaders that have been in the space for so long, and they actually have a say and a presence in the market, especially with Arthur Hayes, his reach, everything is going to be fine. I mean, if he alerts. If he alerts to say, "Hey, we're in trouble," I mean, I think people should really start sitting up to say, "Okay, well, this is not good," right? And you can just kind of take that sign as is. But you know, this is where we need to hold hands, pray,
Oh boy.
and throw a bag at your favorite projects that are continuously building. And for me, Alex, right? BTC DeFi, Ordinals, any of the BRC20s, and let's talk about BRC30s. Let's do it.
BRC30s. Well, BRC30s, there's still a lot of speculation around it right now
Mm-hmm.
because it's not out, but it's with OKX. In fact, actually, right now, speaking of Bitcoin, they got a Bitcoin. Did you see the link that I sent you? Bitcoin Fox, the mint is going right now, baby.
Is it Bitcoin Fox?
Dude, it's minting fast. Hang on, I got to get this in. All right, so
All right, so
that's
when you get that in, let me talk to these guys about the BRC30s and basically the TLDR on this.
all right.
So a new protocol called, sorry, let me say it again. A new protocol that is called BRC30 has been proposed. It's an extension of BRC20 token standard, and that adds a staking functionality to the Bitcoin blockchain. So it's like BRC20 but with superpowers, right? This is really interesting stuff. I mean, this is where it adds the staking components that you can stake with your BRC20s to essentially earn BRC30s. So with BRC30, you can stake your BRC20 tokens or Bitcoin and receive BRC30 tokens as a reward. So let's just say you have Alex's B20s, or you have OXBTs, or you have the VPMXs and Pepes and memes and all that stuff, right? The BRC20s. 40. It's like putting your digital assets to work and getting paid for it. So this is going to be also supplementing BTC DeFi potentially, right? Because it's still proposed. It's still in the proposed phase. So the motive behind BRC30s is simple. We want to make token holders to do more with their tokens and be rewarded for it, right? So it's basically fostering a great participation and drawn on with the ecosystem, strong community. So this is like
It's hard to hear you, Abs. You're cutting in and out.
So, all right. Okay. So,
Lost you, man.
okay.
Nah, no bueno.
It keeps. It's unfortunate, but I think
Oh,
I'm good
that's
now.
better, dude.
Yeah, I think
That's
I'm
good.
good now. Okay. So basically, in conclusion, right, BRC30s is an exciting new protocol that's still in the proposed phase, but it brings staking to the Bitcoin blockchain. So that's next level alpha right there. And so this will supplement the ordinals movement. This will supplement the BRC20s movement. So, and this will augment the BTC DeFi that's eventually going to happen. So as soon as we get this capability, implemented and passed, BRC30s is going to be the next, bee's knees.
These needs.
So the bee's knees. So it's something really interesting. I mean, I'm very excited about it because as of right now, I'm holding a bunch of BRC20s in my wallet that I'm trading back and forth with, on the Alex order book. Which, by the way, like the Alex team has been shipping a lot of new updates, and this is like almost every 3 or 4 days. They keep implementing new things and upgrading the order book and adding new BRC20s. They get it. They completely understand, and also outside of Alex, and I want to bring back to this to say about Binance is that Binance actually they have price feeds um, that has brought their very first BRC20 that you can check price feeds on, and that BRC20, write this down. It's OXBT. They're not looking at any other ones for some reason. I'm not sure if they actually have Ordi, but let's just say outside of Ordi, because Ordi is number one, right? OXBT is actually the one that they're also looking at and they're very interested in. From adding that price feeds, and you can kind of chart whatever they have on their Binance platform. That's something, right? I think that's something that obviously OXBT is probably it's not on their they're not offering at this point in time, but let's think of it as a clue that they might offer that down the line. So yeah, that's my spiel about BRC20s and BRC30s. I'm very excited about it. I think most people are, so they can kind of put their BRC20s to work. So let's keep our finger on the pulse on that one.
Almost there, man. I got, dude. I got a couple of them. I'm hurrying. Did you grab one?
No, I'm not grabbing them. I mean, send me a link real quick.
All right, hang on. Let me get this last one in. Let's see.
Yep, no worries. So as we're talking about this, I wanted to bring up an NFT collection that's, or I guess an ecosystem rather, that's kind of blown up over the past 3 4 days. So we talked about this before in our previous episodes that Frank D Gods is doing amazing stuff, and I really wanted to mention this NFT collection that he has, and it's Utes. Utes should have been part of my list that we came out with the last episode. So it's on Polygon, right? It's the same thing as it's under the same umbrella as D Gods. So Frank is a master of trades, right? This guy is one of the top leaders for his ecosystem, and he continuously ships for his community. Everyone loves him. So obviously D Gods was a little bit out of my range. I don't, and it's around 10 ETH for the floor for D Gods, and on BTC Ordinals, I think it's around like 1.3, 1.4 BTC for a D God, which is just insane. But we have Utes here sitting at near 2 ETH. Now they have a functionality where you can stake and earn Utes points and all that, and I know that the latest and greatest was I think they were able to stake, earn these points, and then use those points for rewards on their platform. And there's awesome prizes. I think it's another NFT collection, but it's of great value. I forget what that NFT collection is, but it's actually pretty reputable. One thing I wanted to say about Utes is that they actually came out with a brand new. So Frank not texted. He tweeted on June the 3rd, which was 2 days ago. He said a quick breakdown of the 3 coolest things about Dust Labs, which is he's in collaboration with them. So Dust Labs is building a software that helps NFT projects build more value for their holders. And so he tweeted about DID, which is D because he's under the D Gods. His so it's Frank D Gods, right? And it's ID plus the wallet. So authentication for ETH, Polygon, and BTC. This wallet delegation uses cold wallet once and never again. Delegate wallets natively in Discord, no scam links. And the one thing that's really, really bullish about this right here is you want to have your DID plus Twitter to be connected, right? So once you connect your Twitter, and then you basically are a verified holder for DGods and Utes, you basically would have this capability to have access to a lot of people, the huge community that's in Twitter, right, or on Twitter. So you are unfollowed if you transfer or sell your DGOD and Utes. And the goal is to create a Twitter native source of truth for verified holders. So coming soon, there will be a one click to follow all verified users. So think about the person that has like, less than 100 people that follow them on Twitter. You then have access to, since you're a DGOD holder or a Utes holder, you have this access to a lot of the community members, and it's a one click all, right? You basically verify your Twitter, and you verify that you're a Utes holder or a DGODs holder, and you essentially get followed by a bunch of people that are also Utes holders and DGOD holders. So obviously that community is everything in NFT collections. So when you have a strong community, this is massive. This is like, I don't think any other NFT collection out there is doing the same exact thing. So Frank is this is amazing stuff, and I think that a lot of folks are going to have this tight and be a part of this community that's going to increase these both of these NFT collections in a big way.
All right, done. Sorry, dude. I got some. I got
You did?
some. It's sold out, man. It's sold out. They
Really?
are in the mempool, man. It better go through. I'm gonna be so salty. Anyways, I heard Utes, NFTs, DGods.
Did you
Uh,
see the new updates I just said?
um, I I faded DGods a little bit. Frank gave me some weird vibes. But after listening to some more AMAs and whatnot, oh, dude, this is so cool. Hummingbird is like flying out a window. He's just staring right at me. I should have took a video, but that was kind of cool. But anyways, like I just had some weird vibes initially from him. Being that I was on Solana, I didn't really like that at all. But now after kind of like the Solana garbage and listening to several of his AMAs, I'm actually more bullish on him and what he is doing. He actually understands the NFT space and has a pretty good pulse on what the markets are doing, and I really think he knows how to build and develop a community. So I wouldn't recommend fading him at all. And speaking of NFTs, there's another NFT that's kind of following a Bitcoin movement. It's called FF6000. At first, I couldn't really figure out why they called. Oh, also, I shared you the mint thing, but it's kind of too late now. But the FF6000, I didn't understand why it was called this. It's true orange, whatever. But FF6000 on a color skew is basically the color of a deep orange. You can just search it to research it, but that was kind of like the whole thesis behind the name. But basically, with it, if you have it on Twitter, you basically get a notification, like once it's verified and everything, that you become Twitter verified, and you get like a little orange square next to your name. So, in my opinion, I see that as a way to gain some legs and some market share, being that it's a way to get verified on Twitter, and the NFTs are currently selling at like 0.15 ETH. So it's like $200, $250, whatever. But if you look at it and the cost of like a Twitter verification, it's kind of like, oh, well, basically you get that for free. And then you also get a piece of the orange square movement. And more orange squares begets more orange squares because people are like, oh, wow, I want that. It's the same thing like with the Twitter verification. People see the blue check and they want that. The only thing I don't like about it, though, is it's Ben.eth is the dude behind this. There's nothing wrong with the guy. I just don't like him.
No.
I don't like what he did. I don't like what he launches, and I feel like he is not an asset to the space. Ben.eth, I'm sorry if you're hearing this, but yeah, dude, you need to change a little bit of things. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been on a lot of AMAs where he was more so Twitter Spaces where he's on there. Um, I gotta say he's not that well spoken. He's more so just saying all the time that he's working. He sleeps 2 hours a night. I I get it, but this is the people that don't want to hear that. You know what I mean? Like the people that you are essentially have invested in you and your pre-sales and your, how many projects that you've basically launched. I honestly don't. I'm not impressed. It's. I mean, who am I, right? I mean, that's probably what, if he does hear this, but it's just unfortunate that a lot of folks put their trust in someone like him. Um, but I have my thoughts about Ben.eth, and I honestly don't. I don't. If you stack up the folks that are already in this space who have run really successful projects, he's not it for me. He doesn't check all the boxes. He checks maybe one box, and that's probably only his Twitter reach. That's it. Whenever he opens his mouth, I'm not about it. I'm just like, why him? And he just took a risk on buying stuff and launching projects, and even BitBoy came out, right? BitBoy had a collaboration with Ben.eth, and he came out last night. I think it was overnight. He said that he's severing ties with him because his team could not work with Ben, and there was like some signs if you kind of follow the BitBoy timeline. There were some signs that says that, even on video as well. There were some clips out there that said that his team, BitBoy's team, has reached out to Ben.eth multiple times to try to work with him, and you know, it just didn't work out. I guess the two teams did not work well together, and I can probably
I
tell
mean,
why.
dude, the guy launched like 4 meme coins and was like, "Hey, look, let's go and mint another one." It didn't work out. No dip, dude. It's a
Mm-hmm.
meme coin. I mean, you
Yeah,
don't keep launching them.
yeah, and he showed up on Bitcoin conference down in Miami, and that was the first time I actually he was. I'm not sure he doxed himself before that, but I don't know. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of what he does. I think whatever he's doing right now, if I mean, he could prove me wrong, and prove the rest of the crypto Twitter wrong, whatever. But at least try not to rug your people that invested in him, like in you, and risk their money for this. So I wish him and his projects well, and I wish that Ben, that BitBoy is I mean, he probably made the right move. I think that's it sounded like in the past 3 weeks he's been very, very frustrated with Ben.eth. And I think it just came to last night that said, okay, well, we're gonna cut ties. I think enough's enough. And so that BitBoy made that announcement, and here they are, just going separate ways, which is
Yeah.
good. I mean, whatever. But yeah, this is a project, NFT project, FF6000. I'm not gonna be a buyer in this one because it's affiliated. It's just I just don't see the
Oh
future.
yeah, no, dude. I that's what I'm saying. I don't like how it's got the affiliation with Ben.eth, but I feel if it does catch on and like the Bitcoin movement, it's probably going to do something. But I don't like it.
Yeah,
I'd rather support someone like Bitcoin Summer with Trevor. We were just talking about it before the cast. He's got like a little free mint thing that he did. I don't know, it was like a week ago or a couple days ago, and he's got a little Discord group called Ninja Alerts. I just messaged him right before this. He just responded to me. Shoot me. Yeah, so we can actually schedule an AMA with him on the podcast. So yeah, we'll get him on over here to chat and talk about it. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
go ahead and
Scott,
send an email to him, see if we can get him on. But yeah,
nice.
I mean, like I'm bullish on people like that who are bringing people into the space, or someone like BitGod, who are an actual asset to the space and aren't just here to like rug everyone, launch a meme coin, and take everyone's money type of thing.
Yeah,
But that's just me.
yeah. I had a conversation with not Ben, with Trevor last night. Trevor, with Ninja Alerts, I think that they're building like crazy, and he's a very, very smart guy, and we're in a position where he's building out his team, and um, I'm going to offer some of my volunteer time over to him, and with his team and with his project, and that's where I'm at, and I'm excited that you just said that he's interested in hopping on an episode. So very excited to have him on and to work with him in the future.
Yeah, He's a good guy. I like him. So
Yeah. Um, and it feels like there's no nonsense there too. Like I know that he's a dev and he's well connected in crypto Twitter and in the space, right? He said that he was invested in a bunch of projects that I'm very bullish on with our conversation last night, and I think that with someone like that, and it's it was pretty clear that this man is on a mission, and he wants to get stuff done for his community, his Discord group, and the folks that actually look to him as one of the leaders in the space when you bring up ordinals or BRC20s and with his project Ninja Alerts.
yeah, it's a cool little project.
Hmm.
I think they're going to try to bring more value to Bitcoin Summer. So we'll see what happens with it.
For sure, for sure. All right,
On to some other news, though.
let's do it.
Looks like multi-chain is back up. Multi-chain from uh, to Kava, and then obviously like the little Phantom junk. They obviously had other bridges, so it wasn't really as systemic to Phantom, even though most people were like, "Oh snap, this
So
is bad."
let's
But
talk about that really quick. So can you break down what had happened? Why did it go down, and some of the FUD there?
so with multi-chain itself, they are like I think it's like 70 or 80% of the Phantom assets. So there's like your BTC, your ETH, all basically like the assets that are non-native to Phantom, USDC, and most of them were bridged over through multi-chain. And that was mainly the FUD on there because if multi-chain, they have like 1.6 or 1.7 billion dollars, and there was like a rumor that they were arrested or whatever. I don't know if it's true or not, but basically, if that was arrested and those assets are seized, in theory, if those are under the multi-sig, then those could be transferred away. And if the assets are not on the actual bridge, then what's actually backing those assets on the chain, which in theory is nothing. And that's what all the FUD was about. And I mean, it multi-chain is up and running now. It's doing its thing. But that was just kind of one of the fears with what was going on over there, just in general.
Yeah, so I think there's a multifaceted FUD. So that was one where the team was arrested, and I think that was cleared up. But there was another piece of news that the team has done everything possible to maintain the protocol running, but we are currently unable to contact the CEO and obtain the necessary server access for maintenance. So I think that was probably the main thing, and folks kind of took that as big red warning sign, which just I think the chains that were affected, it wasn't any of the bigger chains. It wasn't any of the bigger top 10 chains.
Well, I mean, it was
Um,
red light chain, but that's a pretty big one.
well, Findora was probably another one
It's
that
not big at all.
red light chain, Acta. I heard that one. That was yeah, Dino chain. Yeah, so these are mostly, I wouldn't hate to say this, but it's not no names, but they're not the top. They're outside of the top 10, maybe even top 15 chains. So
Yeah,
yeah,
just scrolling through, it still looks like most liquidity is on Phantom. Like the Phantom share for USDC, most of the USDC is still on Phantom chain. I mean, there is still some liquidity on other chains. Like, I mean, there's still good amounts. Like you can get onto Ethereum. There's like 10 mil in liquidity.
hmm
There's like no, there's like 12 mil in liquidity on ETH. Um, you got like 2.8 or no, that's like 4 mil for Kronos. So yeah, the liquidity is definitely back up on there. Same thing for BTCB. It's really not bad. You got 160 in Bitcoin for BNB chain, 100 for OKC. You got unlimited on a couple of other chains. ETH looks pretty healthy. You got about 3,600 on BNB chain. Um, 786 Chronos, unlimited on a couple of other chains. Yeah, so liquidity is slowly restoring to other chains. But again, still a vast majority of the amounts is on like Phantom. Phantom has like 12,000 of it. When I say the vast majority of it is on there. That means if there's like 12,000 in pooled liquidity, like 12,000 ETH in pooled liquidity on Phantom, that means there's like 12,000 ETH on Phantom. So that means there's credits over there that people can access. So like if it says 0 on there, that means you can't bridge out of Phantom. Or I'm sorry, you can't bridge into Phantom because there's not enough liquidity over there. Whereas if there's 12,000 over there, that means that people can bridge into there and get some ETH over there. So like if you ever see 0 in a pool on a bridge, like the chain you're bridging to, that means there's no liquidity there if it has 0 liquidity. However, if it says like 12,000, 13,000 ETH, that means like you can transfer up to 12,000, 13,000 ETH and get over there. Just something to keep in mind.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate what had happened, and they're just they spooked a lot of folks to sell a lot of the Phantom. I mean, I know that Phantom their ecosystem was kind of hit with this FUD because of the high affiliation, but Phantom Foundation came out. I think it was like maybe less than a day. I think it was within hours of this news coming out with multi-chain that they said that everything on Phantom is fine, guys. Like there's no impact. So, folks were worried, and rightfully so. It's their funds. They need to look after their portfolio, but that's the reality of it. People get spooked.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to shift gears over to Solana really quick on how. So Solana has a little bit of a soft side, little place in my heart, right? Solana was one of those projects before the Solana summer we had. Not sure if you bought into it, Drake, when
I did.
you did. Okay.
Yeah, this is before like Sam and all kinds of junk. And
Yeah. So
0.
in 2020, I made a big purchase of Solana. I only bought it based on and I have to admit, I only bought this based on the technicals at that point. I think I bought my first huge bag. It was a big 5-figure bag over with Solana, and I said, well, I think from where it is currently at $29-30, it's really showing big signs for breakout. So I made that purchase. I was big into TA then, not as much now, but yeah. So TA wise, I made my first purchase, and then I decided to take my money off chain and went over to Phantom Wallet and started interacting with a lot of the dApps on there, and I did it in the right time. I think I did that within 2 weeks before the entire ecosystem of Solana went off, and so I made a lot of money with that move. Solana Summer really was good to me, and that's where I just got hooked on how the ecosystem was kind of playing out, and my understanding from a fundamental standpoint on how ecosystems work with dexes and lending platforms and what have you. There's a bunch of things that you can do, and didn't know this, but FTX had a big mix, and they had their money that was in there, and Alameda, and we all know what happened with that. But I think at this point, their ecosystem is still there, right? And it's they are the king of they're the kings of NFTs at this point. There's a ton of NFTs over there, and they keep minting new ones every day, like Mad Lads. Everyone talks about Mad Lads on crypto Twitter, and I think Mad Lads really came up to I think they're now like above 100 SOL for the floor price. That's massive. So I think I'm gonna get back on the train for Solana. I'm very bullish on their mobile phone that they came out, the Solana Saga. Everyone loves it, and apparently, right, the Solana Sagas they came out to be $1,000 USD, and there was a recent free mint for the Solana Saga holders, and that mint, the NFT mint, basically paid off for like that. It was I don't know what NFT collection that was, but they were saying that this NFT mint that was mainly for the Solana Saga like phone holders, and they had this mint, and it literally paid off for their phone in general. So like it's a free phone for them. So the folks that got in and are actually holding the phone. So it's actually amazing if they sell their NFT. But I'm just saying they've been around. Their daily active users are very high. There's a lot going on with NFTs. I don't understand why they're not strong for their DeFi at this point. I'm just seeing a lot of NFT movements.
Is
And
there any good farms over there, or is it
so
all just NFTs right now?
there's only like two dexes that I would basically trust at this point, and two different staking Solana staking platforms. So Lido is gonna be one, right? Lido's up there, right? Because it's multi-chain, and there's one that's called Jito Sol. So you can turn your Sol, stake it on Jito's, and this is Jito with the Jito. It's a platform that actually incorporates MEVs. So they're MEV bots. It's actually pretty interesting, but yeah, I can basically staked with the Jito, and I got my liquid soul back in Jito form, and I can interact with Orca. So Orca is another Dex, and then Radium if it is another Dex. So both of those are kind of like the 1-2 punch. They've been around since Solana Summer, like 3 years ago. And Orca is actually above Radium at this point. Radium was above Orca, but Orca is actually building pretty nicely during during this whole bear cycle. So I'm gonna probably trust Orca. If I get enough funds over there, I'll do a little bag of and farm Radium. But yeah, I think those are the two dexes that you should probably trust. And I'm taking my chances with Jito, with just staking because I'm just earning a measly 6-7% on my Solana. But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to slowly build this small bag. I think that the ecosystem is going to kind of come back after it went through what it went through with FTX. I think it's holding and kind of making its stand, saying that hey, we've been battle tested. All that money from FTX and Alameda is washed away, and now we're at a fresh start with a new phone, right? That people can actually start using and interact with. And people are very, very happy with it. And so if they're going to stick around and right before this bull cycle, like it's from me in my mind, I think it's a no-brainer. I think Solana is going to be a very,
They
very
got
strong.
they got announced as a security though. Well, I mean,
Well,
it probably doesn't.
yeah, I don't know what implementation that would be to kind of impact the portfolio wise, but in terms of like investing and seeing this rise in the future, I mean, Elon even gave them a shout out. Like that was a big one. Elon said that Solana is I gotta pull that up. Um,
I
but
don't
yeah,
know,
there's
man. I think I like the newer, faster horses or the one. I mean, Solana may do something. It's just I don't. It, Sam ruined it for me. Sam, FTX, the Solana vibes. I mean, like, there's a lot of good communities out there. I mean, sure, Solana will probably do pretty well, but I mean, I don't know. I'll leave my bag over there, see what happens on it.
well,
Uh,
I gotta say on Saturday, the 2 days ago, a whale market bought $1.6 million worth of Solana.
Good
Sent
times.
sent the price up $2 plus, right? They market bought at $20, right? And Solana was up to $22 plus, but obviously it's probably a lot. It probably got wrecked since. So yeah, it's at $20 still. And just this morning, as the whole Binance SEC came out with against Binance, Solana went down to as far as $19 flat. Not bad, not bad at all. That's not a bad dip. But
Yeah, it actually isn't that bad.
yeah, so someone market bought like 80,000 Sol, like $1.6 million worth. That's very nice to see. I was very excited about that. That's awesome. But I kind of like this dip because then it gives me a more opportunity to
I
kind
mean,
of
there actually
average it
are some
lower.
other opportunities out there. Like I was messing around with them this weekend, like Polygon ZK EVM. Sandeep was already saying, "Yeah, we're going to be launching another token." So I would recommend messing around with some Solana, or I'm sorry, Polygon ZK EVM junk. One of them in particular is like Dove Swap. You can use Quick Swap. Mess around with them, use them, provide liquidity. Don't do a lot. I mean, if you want to do a lot, just understand the risks involved and the ramifications with that. Play
Mm-hmm.
around with some of these. Same thing with Starknet, ZK Sync. Play around with them, guys. There's going to be an airdrop, just like Arbitrum. I'm just telling you flat out. Like, if you miss out on the airdrop, don't be like, "Oh man, Oh, I missed on the airdrop. You guys are losers. No, I mean, I'm telling you now, mess around with this stuff. You even have layer zero. They're going to be given an airdrop. Bridge, play around, use the stuff. I mean, spend a couple dollars. It's whatever. But I mean, just think about it. If you
Yeah, I mean,
spend
it only takes
fifty
5-10
dollars
minutes.
to if you spend like $50 to $100, gas fees, swap fees, just playing around, bridging around, whatever. Okay, just skip coffee for 10 different times, and it's like you lost nothing. Well, actually, coffee nowadays, just skip it once, and you're fine. I mean, at that point in time, like if you get the airdrop, let's say it's $1,000, $10,000, and you get three of them. I mean, dude, just mess around with the stuff. It's a high risk to reward. I mean, that's why I recommended playing. Well, I don't recommend anything. That's why I played around with Unisat and Ordinal's wallet. I mean, I like the Ordis, or not Ordis, but the Ordinals and the BRC20s, and messing around with that, using that junk and airdrop speculation. Why not? Why would you miss out on it?
Hmm.
Anyways, just just use the stuff. There's plenty of opportunities out there, and then there's even yield opportunities, like on Phantom. You can arbitrage between these different um, protocols. So, like, you can borrow for a lower rate and literally lend it out on a leverage yield farming protocol like Taro. You can borrow some stable coins. I think it's like, I don't know, 2% on Geist, or like 1%, 3%, whatever. It varies from time to time. And you can literally lend it out. What are the rates? You could probably get like, I don't know. I think last night I saw USDC calling in for 25%. Right now you can get 13%, 9%. So you can borrow for 2 or 3 or 4% and lend it out for 13. I mean, like, no risk. Here's one for 26%. I mean, yeah, I'm sorry, there is risk, but much less risk than going out market buying and then LPing into a liquidity pool type of thing.
Yes.
That was
Yes.
kind of
No, no,
long-winded. Sorry.
and I know, and I'm about airdrop farming as well. And I actually, you just nudged me there, so I think I need to kind of refresh my wallets a little bit and dust them off, because I did make a few transactions maybe about a month or two ago, and I think I should probably get back on that and make a few swaps and kind of interact with the blockchain.
Do it, man. You
It's a
got
good
to.
idea. Yeah,
Got
it's a
to.
good idea. Um, there's probably enough time for maybe one more segment. Should we talk about the Atomic Wallet
Oh yeah, dude, that was kind of rough.
hack? Yeah.
Stinks.
Okay. So Atomic Wallet, right? If you go on their Twitter, it's your keys, your crypto, decentralized wallet, trusted by 5 million plus users.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. It feels like it's, people were speculating. It's not confirmed yet. There should be a post mortem coming out probably in the next couple of days, maybe, fingers crossed. But I think the idea is that this could be an inside job. I think most folks are kind of alluding to that. Tens of millions of dollars was taken, and poor people, right? This is just it's just insane. It's unfortunate. A lot of the wallets have been compromised. And apparently, I think it was an update, or the wallet, or whatever it was. When you opened up the wallet, you had to click something that gave you you had to click OK or whatever pop up that came up. I think that's what happened. Um, and people just kind of clicked OK, and literally it was just as easy as that. You gave them the rights of transferring your crypto out, and that's unfortunate. So um, tisk Atomic Wallet. That's really, it's terrible, because they have over 100K followers on Twitter. They're followed by one of mostly the top crypto Twitter accounts out there, and what gives? I don't get
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, no, it's kind of rough. I don't even know exactly what happened.
Yeah,
That's what
I
I'm
think
curious of.
I think that's what happened. People were saying that it was like a pop up window as soon as they opened up their wallet. It was like some type of like, hey, it's an update, but really it was like
Oh, that's what it was?
it's something like that. I think that's what I read over the weekend. I could be wrong, but it's unfortunate in general, because if your keys were not added to this, and I just don't understand that whole process where if this is considered a decentralized wallet that people can use and store their crypto, well, how can they get this stuff transferred out without their consent, without a two-factor? I don't know. I just think it's really scammy. Definitely smells like it's an inside job. The devs. This should be bigger news than the whole Binance news to me. To me, and that's just my eyes because Binance is there's always FUD against Binance.
Yeah.
So we'll see and we'll find out what happened with that. But yeah, that's it for me, Drake. Do you have anything else?
Nah, man, nothing much. I mean, I think the biggest highlight was like the Binance news and what's going on with that. So we'll see
Yeah.
what that turns out to be.
Yeah. So this is why I continue to farm. This is why I continue to just earn that yield, stack those tokens that is your favorite. It's unfortunate that we're not going to instantly go up, but this is what happens because the way that the meme tokens went off in the last month or two, um, yes, positively it burned a lot of ETH in the process, which obviously makes ETH a little bit more valuable and secure and scarce. But I just think that it was a too much noise and it didn't really add much value at all. People were just selling this asset to buy that. No new money was going into DeFi or into the space. So that's what we've seen, and a lot of folks are now locked in. They don't have more money to buy. They're in the red because whales are just dumping on them. It's unfortunate, but this is where farming is key because I look at my
Yeah, just stay
portfolio.
active, man. That's it.
Yeah,
Just stay engaged. Do whatever you
yep,
can to stay engaged.
yeah, and stay ahead of the curve if you can. In terms of like following us and letting us know what we can do better for you. Leave us a comment, and let us know which things you guys want to talk about or learn more of. I think that BTC DeFi will eventually come, and if you continuously just earn that yield, either staking or farming your favorite tokens, and which potentially has higher upside. I think touching anything that has anything of value with where it's affiliated with BTC DeFi, we've seen the numbers. Fundamentally, like it's there, but we just need that liquidity to come in and people to get excited about this and the opportunities. BTC DeFi is going to be a real thing, and as soon as that happens, and potentially BRC 30s is going to be, flipped to green, so we can kind of have that processed and move forward. Man, it's going to be very exciting stuff.
Yeah. No, I agree. Looking forward to next bull run, Lord willing. It's a good one.
Yeah, just waiting for that $30,000 BTC to kind of go parabolic there. But yeah, until then, we appreciate the time and for you guys to tune in. Let us know if you
Yeah,
guys.
we'll start trying to do a Twitter space so you guys can also come up on stage, chat, talk about junk, and
Yeah,
I'll put out a poll on my Twitter to see if we can get some dates and time frames. That way we can go ahead and get other people engaged with this.
yeah, sounds good. And to hit up our boy Trevor to see if he wants to get on the next
Yeah,
couple.
yeah, I just sent him over an email, so we'll see if
Perfect.
we can get him on.
All right, Drake, hit him.
All right, guys, we're gonna hit you with Proverbs chapter 9, verses 6. Leave your simple ways and you will live. Walk in the way of insight. I guess there's more things to life than just like, I don't know, buying junk and accumulating garbage. I actually made a tweet about that last night. It's not about how much you have, but it's how much you're worth when you lose everything.
Mhm.
Interesting
Amen.
thoughts.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you guys joining. Thank you, Drake. As always, it's always fun. And
Yeah, always top signal, baby.
sounds good. All right, we'll talk to you guys again. Thank you.
All right, see you guys.